Some Disney splurges, worth it, but others, total ripoffs. Starting with this guy who is melting very quickly. Mickey bars. Yes, they're iconic and can confirm they are delicious, but also you might be able to find them at your local grocery store. The in-park markup for these is wild. That little guy I just got was $6.99. And I found an entire box of them on Amazon for $8.70. Maybe consider going for a treat that is truly exclusive to the theme parks. But let's be real for a second. We know that it is crazy expensive here. Magical, but expensive, yes. That's why I'm sharing some of the most overpriced, overhyped, and overrated things at Disney World. And there's one here that people will definitely fight me on. But first, the merch trap. Disney merch is everywhere, and I 100% get it because you want to bring a little piece of the magic home with you. But if you're looking to avoid ripoffs, save a little bit of money, look outside of the parks. Orlando is full of stores that are just minutes from Disney World that all sell Disney items. You may have heard of the Character Warehouse, which is in the outlets, which I love because it's discounted merchandise from the Disney parks, but a ton of stores here carry Disney products, things you might not think about, like CVS, Target, Walmart, and a little bit of air conditioning because it is so hot out there, y'all. Might need another hat. But anyway, Disney Springs, that could be a great place to get Disney items as well because they don't just carry Disney Parks exclusive items, but a lot of the stores there like Levi, Vera Bradley, they have their own unique merchandise filled with little Disney flair. But also there are two things you might think are a ripoff, but kind of maybe aren't. Well, one of them I'm actually not entirely sure if it is possible, so I'm gonna have to test that out today. Something else is not a total ripoff, but I have a better alternative for you, and that is stroller rentals. Right now it is $15 a day to rent a stroller, but that can add up. I never really thought about this until my brother brought his kids last summer, and we spent $60 just to rent strollers. That is cheeseburger spring rolls. So what we're gonna do is buy an inexpensive foldable stroller on Amazon, and then at the end of our trip we're either going to take it back with us or we're going to donate it to another family. Another option is to do a third-party stroller rental. Yes, here in the Disney World area there are stroller rental companies. Either direction, it's budget-friendly, comfortable, and way less hassle. Still trying to figure out if one of my not rip-off facts is actually a thing or just like something I read on the internet. First off, the cast member had no idea what I was talking about. I legitimately don't know if this is a thing, which is why I always like to try out the hacks and tips myself so I can make sure I'm giving you the best information. Oh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh, what a fun surprise. Well, and that actually brings me to my next point. So one example of character dining is here at Hollywood and Vine in Hollywood Studios. What's great about character dining is you get to sit down, relax, have a good meal, and meet characters without waiting in line because they come to you. Wins all around. However, a lot of people rush to book their character dining meal for the evening, for dinner, you know, like a little special cap to the day. Now this I actually learned from trips to Disney World as a kid, avoiding ripoffs since '96. That's to do character meals for breakfast. My family growing up always did breakfast at Crystal Palace where we met the Winnie and Pooh friends. Why that's great is can't mess up breakfast food. Plus, if you book a later in the day breakfast, you can almost kind of treat it like brunch, and you can still take full advantage of rope dropping in the morning and knocking out some rides. And some character meals have legit good food, like at the Riviera Resort for their character breakfast. Plus, that one's in a hotel, so you don't even need a park ticket. So if you plan a character meal for a non-park day, now you are not paying for a ticket and you still get your Disney character fix. You go you. Now, the next common ripoff I just realized is also food related, and I did not mean to be including so many food things in this video, but hey, it's one of the best parts of a Disney vacation. So let's talk about not all quick service meals are created equal. Some of them are still great. Looking at you, Riviera. Now, I'm totally fine with spending money at Disney World. I love Disney World, but I want to feel like the value is there. And I began noticing that some restaurants at Disney World, you could order an item from a sit-down restaurant for about the same or maybe just a little bit more than going to a quick service restaurant. Well, let me see commissary in these grilled cheese. They're still pretty good. This isn't about necessarily just spending more, it's about getting the most out of what you spend. I'm so impressed by the custodial team who can do this water art. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I mean to slow down and just really appreciate the little moments at Disney World. That slower pace, it's all about making thoughtful choices at Disney World. And our next ripoff, usually not one of those. Preferred parking. Maybe at Magic Kingdom, maybe at EPCOT when it's like a really busy day, but for the most part, preferred parking is a ripoff because my car is literally right there and now I'm standing in preferred parking. Now about that mystery tip. In this shot back here, one of the two cast members says she thinks she's heard something about this, so mystery still continues. When you stay at a Disney resort, you have the option to upgrade to a preferred room, and usually that means it's in a better location or closer to a pool or something like that. Now, it is more expensive to do this, and so some people might be like, yeah, totally not worth it. However, if you know which room to stay at, it's gonna really help your Disney day. I recently stayed in a preferred room at Art of Animation, and it was fantastic. It was right by the Skyliner, so I literally walked down the hall, all in air conditioning, stepped outside, and was at the Skyliner station. So that was pretty sweet. But also, for moderate resorts, that's where this really can come in handy because they are sprawling, like Port Orleans. Knowing which rooms are and are not worth the upgraded preferred room price is really helpful. And actually, if y'all want a video on which buildings for different resorts are worth it, leave a comment down below. All right, I have one more place I can check to see if the thing that I've always thought was a ripoff may not actually be. Oh my gosh, I am so excited right now because I have never had a Disney balloon before. And the reason was they're pricey. And I was like, well, I can't take it back home with me on an airplane, right? So it feels like it's just something you can enjoy while you're here at Disney World. But I just learned that if you have one of these classic Mickey-shaped balloons, you can untie the string at the bottom and then deflate the balloon, pack it with you, and then reinflate it when you get where you're going. Keep the magic alive. Now that you know some things to skip, want to know what's actually worth the splurge? Well, check out this video here. And as always, I'm Molly. I'll meet you on Main Street.